And now, Channel R presents Discover Spotlight, an exclusive series of interviews with our favorite emerging artists, taking you behind the music.
Welcome to another Channel R Discover Spotlight, our interview series with the best emerging artists. Today, I'm speaking with award-winning Canadian country pop artist Jess Moskaluke, who's just released her new EP, Heartbreaker. We talked about writing inspirations behind her recent songs, artists she'd like to work with, career highlights, and more.
It's not what you think, not what you think, just having a drink, it's not what you think.
How you been? How's your day?
It's just starting. It's 8 a.m. here, so
Oh, wow.
yeah. So you're my first one of the day, and then I've got this till 3 p.m. or something.
Wow, you've got a full day today then.
Yeah, it's the second one, so things are good, but very busy right now.
Very busy, yeah, very busy. So I probably loads of people have told you, but before, I'm sure, but I was listening to you singing Not What You Think first. I've listened to that one, but then I was listening to Heartbreak, and I really, the country sound you've got, you sound so much like Shania Twain.
Oh, thank you very much. I will always take that compliment.
Yeah, you do. You've got that real sound there of Shania Twain as well, but you sound so good. I love that sound you've got there, and the Not What You Think, that's got a real sort of like upbeat sound to it as well. It's a real upbeat song as well.
Yeah, definitely.
Heartbreakers, so that's a nice sweet song, I think, as well. It's a nice it's a lovely song. It's got a lovely melody and everything to it as well.
Thank you. Yeah, it's a little dark. It's a little darker than Not What You Think.
Yeah.
So yeah, got to switch it up.
That's it, exactly. Yeah, you have to change. You can't have everything the same all the time, can you?
Totally.
No. What influences do you have for them particular songs? So what influenced you with Not What You Think? And how did you decide on the title for that one?
That one was a little bit of a different writing experience where we kind of just started writing before we actually had a title. A lot of times I'll come to the room with a title and we'll kind of say, what is this song about, and what could it be about? What could the hook be? What could the twist be? Like what would make the song be Not What You Think? And ironically, that's kind of exactly what we ended up calling the song. But we just wanted it to be kind of a song about, that it's kind of like my version of You're So Vain. Because really, it's a song about not the guy. It's not about him at all. It's about this girl that's, out having a awesome night with her friends and just, finally being over a person. And he tries to make it about himself.
And it's not what you think. It's funny though that you've come out with that you're writing things of not what you think, and then that ends up with the title of one of your songs.
Yeah, exactly. Kind of.
Yeah, and then the Heartbreaker, how did that one come about? What influenced that one?
Well, this one, it wasn't so much about the story that we had kind of started with for Heartbreaker. It was more so, I had just come off of a 6-week tour. It was my first headline tour here in Canada, and I very quickly realized how challenging all of my songs are to sing. And I don't notice it when I'm only doing, 2 or 3 shows in a weekend. But when I'm doing a show almost every single night, I really noticed how vocally challenging my set is and how taxing it was on my voice. So the goal with Heartbreaker was to write a song that still had all those elements that make me, that was, pop country, that still told a story, that was still really fun and to listen to, but easier for me to sing, that was in a key that was a little bit, more comfortable for my voice, and it wasn't quite so rangy. So Heartbreaker actually was kind of created to be a moment of vocal rest during the set.
Ah, very clever.
Thank you.
You get a good song out and you also give yourself a rest as well at the same time, sort of thing. Yeah. Which, understandably, if you're going to be doing, how long's your set a night?
On that tour, it was about an hour and a half.
So, you're an hour and a half of constant singing, and especially, as you say, with some of the range you've got in some of your songs, it will take it out on you, won't it? Physically, mentally, everything, I should think, really.
Yeah, oh yeah, definitely. All of it. And that like your voice is a muscle. So it can get tired really quickly. And that's just the singing, not the talking when you're doing meet and greets before, or
Yeah.
you get a little bit sick because you're run down. So we really took that into consideration with this song.
That's really clever. That's a good idea. It's
Thank
good
you.
to, I think a few more musicians should think that way, and that way then you'll enjoy yourself a lot more as well, knowing that you're not pushing it and you're not going to feel so tired at the end of it. It'll give you
Yeah,
that bit more enjoyment as well.
totally. And maybe more musicians do. I don't know, but maybe I just had the wrong mindset for all these years and was, just writing songs that were fun to sing. And now Heartbreaker became fun to sing for a totally different reason, because it was, it's just more, like I said, more comfortable. I don't want to say it's easy. That's no song is easy if you're doing it right, I guess, but it's less challenging. And so I can have a few more vocal freedom moments if I'm feeling really good. And if I'm not, I know that it's still something that's comfortable enough that's going to sound all right.
Single on a Friday night, got my girls in a cold Bud Light. Nothing gonna kill my vibe till you walked in that door. Who do you think you are? We both know this ain't your bar. You might have broke my heart, but it sure ain't broke no more. If you think it's what I came here for, it's not what you think. I'm not on the brain, ain't having a hard time. I'm on the upswing, baby. You bailed, that ship sailed, but I ain't about to sing. Think again if you think I'm still thinking about you. Through feeling everything you're putting me through, there's a good reason I'm here having a drink, but it's not what you think. Not what you think. I'm just having a drink. It's not what you think. Baby, ain't it just like you? Vain enough to assume you're still on my mind, stealing my time like you were that hard to lose. It's not what you think. I'm not on the brain game, having a hard time. I'm on the upswing, baby. You bailed, that ship sailed, but I ain't about to sing. Think again if you think I'm still thinking about you. Through feeling everything you're putting me through, there's a good reason I'm here having a drink, but it's not what you think. Not what you think. I'm just having a drink. It's not what you think. It's not what you think. I'm finally free. Now that you're gone, boy, it's all about me. Baby, you bailed, that ship sailed, but I ain't about to sink. Yeah, think again if you think I'm still thinking about you. Through feeling everything you're putting me through, there's a good reason I'm here having a drink, but it's not what you think. Not what you think. I'm just having a drink. It's not what you think. No, no.
Are there artists that have influenced you in the music you write?
Yeah, I mean, definitely. Like Shania Twain was one that I grew up listening to for sure. Here in Canada, the 90s was amazing for females in country. And, we had artists like Terry Clark, who maybe you'd be familiar with, but like Patricia Conroy and Michelle Wright, who were all powerhouse vocalists and songwriters in their own right here in Canada. So, and Shania was one of those. So it was a really great time to grow up.
Yeah, she put out some great albums.
She
I
did.
remember.
Every was a great album.
Yeah, I remember buying the first album that was over in the UK anyway, that was put out in the 90s. I remember that. She did put out some great music.
She did, definitely.
Yeah, definitely. And you've, as you say, you've had quite a few then people too that you've got that you can look to influence for your music?
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't say that that's where I necessarily find influence now. I would say that's what influenced me growing up and what influenced me to kind of dive into country music and pop country music specifically. But now I find influence in everyday life, and I just find influence in things that I listen to. It's not necessarily one artist. It might just be a moment in a song or things like that. So it's a little bit different for what my music is now. Yeah,
just general. I mean, you can take a lot from general life, can't you? From your own life and from what you see.
That's what you should be taking influence from, because that's what people are going to relate to. That's what's real, is life itself. It's sometimes tough to find a balance between what I'm doing and coming home, because I'm such a workaholic and it's pretty much all I ever do. And sometimes that's a little bit difficult, because what I do for work isn't always relatable in every single way to the person who works a 9-to-5 desk job and has every weekend off. And so, I try to make sure that I'm able to live as much life as I can, because I think that that's what I loved listening to when I was growing up, and was songs about the working man and everyday life and relationships and those things that all connect us as people.
Yeah, that's it, that we can all relate to.
Yeah.
Everyone can listen to your music in that way.
I hope so. That's the goal.
Yeah.
Smoke in the air, half empty bar, you and me in the dark. Little truth, little dare. Baby, I gotta ask, why you holding back? You say you want me, but you don't wanna get burned. She did you dirty, but you know that I'm not her. I hate that kiss against the wall on a Friday night. Only time I ever call's in the last call lights. Playing love hot and cold, keeping you on the line, just to say goodbye. I ain't
Channel R Discover is a weekly curation of music and interviews from the best emerging artists. Listen Sundays at 10 p.m. Pacific, 1 p.m. Eastern.
What's been your biggest career highlight so far, would you say?
Oh man, every time I get this question, like I answer it differently because I'm really fortunate that there have been a few really big career highlights.
Yeah, you've had some good ones, haven't you?
I've been really lucky, yeah. I mean, I could say my first platinum record was a career highlight. My first Juno, which is like a Canadian Grammy, is a massive highlight for me. Doing my first headline tour, doing my first arena tour, opening for someone, those are all massive career highlights, and it's kind of hard to put one above the other. So
Who is the best person that you've opened a show for?
Oh man, even that's hard because I've been doing that for 10, 15 years. My good friend Paul Brandt is amazing. Like anytime it's a friend, that's always a great.
So if other than a friend and someone you haven't, would there be any other artists that you would love to do that for that you've never done it for?
Yeah, tons. I'm a really big Hardy fan. I would love to play some shows with him. Gosh, putting me on the spot. There's just out there. Yeah, I'd say
too many.
Hardy. Yeah.
So, and is there anyone you'd like to collaborate with?
Yeah, also Hardy. Like I'd mentioned, I'd love to do some stuff with him. I think he's super talented as a writer, and he's a really great creative mind. Like I really love that. It's the same thing that I fell in love with Shania for. It's that, she's country, but she takes all of the things that she listens to and infuses them into one genre. And I think that she pushed the genre so forward by infusing pop into it. We still have traditional country. We still have, artists like John Party or Colter Wall that do the kind of traditional country sound. And then, of course, we have tons of pop country out there. And then there's Hardy, who does his own like rock country thing. And I think that is only healthy for our genre to be bringing more people in. It's kind of like a crossover thing that introduces people to country no matter what style of music they might originally listen to. So I think I would love to collaborate with Hardy and see what kind of stuff we could come up with.
That would be interesting. Yeah, as you say, it's good. You've got to have growth. You've got to have change because you want to get more, you want to get new people in, new listeners in, younger people to listen as well. So as you say, it makes sense and it's a good thing as well.
Yeah, totally. It happens in every genre, but for some reason in country music, people really care about that traditional sound. And I think that's wonderful, but I think that we just also have to be open to the other channels and subgenres as well, because the traditional one's not going anywhere. It's just that we're adding to it as well. And it's kind of bizarre to, tell someone whose job it is to be creative and think outside the box that they're only allowed to be in this one specific box. So,
yeah, definitely.
Yeah, boy, you did me dirty. I left you in a hurry. Ain't seen you since goodbye. You rolled up in this place with a brand new blonde replacement. I had to look back twice, 'cause something about her feels too familiar. Kinda It's like you trade a top shelf for a cheap drink. Boy, I guess you couldn't get the real thing. So you got the knockoff. Ooh yeah, you got the knockoff. Everybody in the whole bar sees you're just trying to find another me. You couldn't get the real thing, so you got the knockoff. But I bet she ain't got a kiss like mine. Yeah, she might be checking every lookalike box off, but there ain't a way to make a one of a kind. It's like you trade a top shelf for a cheap drink. Boy, I guess you couldn't get the real thing. So you got the knockoff. Ooh yeah, you got the knockoff. So you got the knockoff. Ooh yeah, you got the knockoff.
Well, I wish you all the luck, and I hope everything goes well for you, and enjoy it.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
And I'll listen out for your album. But yeah, have a great time, and take care of yourself for sure.
No, I'll do my best.
All right, Jess. Thanks ever so much for coming through today.
Yeah, thanks for the chat. Enjoy the rest of your week.
I will do. You too. Take care.
Bye.
Thanks. Bye-bye.
Thanks for listening to Discover Spotlight.